Hey everyone, welcome back. This week I have been living with this 2024 Toyota Highlander Hybrid all-wheel drive Platinum. This is the top trim for the Highlander, and it retails for about $54,000 as tested. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my impressions on what it's been like to live with over the past week. This is a rental car from Toyota. I paid for this with my own money. So let's go ahead and take a look around it. It's a little bit windy out, so you're gonna have to forgive me. So hopefully this comes out okay. I think this color is called Midnight. I can't remember what the window sticker said on this, but full disclosure, I think this wins car of the year for me on my channel of what I've tested so far this year. I love this thing so much. It's very comfortable, it's quiet, gets very good fuel economy. It looks great. I basically gave you the TLDR of the entire video. But up front here, you do get adaptive LED headlights as well as LED fog lights as well. You do get 20-inch wheels with nice Bridgestones on here. Go ahead and take a look at the back real quick. You do get captain's chairs, nice leather seating, pretty easy ingress. You do get peasant blockers back here. It's been very nice. I don't have kids, but we do put stuff back here. It's kind of nice to pop those up for added security. People can't look in and see very easily. You do get a couple mat pockets back here, rear climate controls, rear heated seats as well, and connectivity back there, a couple cup holders, a place to put some things. You do get a third row as well, and as you see, it's not very large. It'll do in a pinch for adults. Kids would be just fine, but you know, you do have that third row available to you. You do have a panoramic sunroof as well. I haven't been using it this week because it gets hot in here. Nice dash as well, very sharp. It's very premium in here, very comfortable. I got plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room. Got about 3 inches of headroom, so not too bad at all. Over here you do get a power liftgate as well. With the third row down, you do get plenty of cargo space back here. I was able to put my beach wagon back here, a couple beach chairs, and some suitcases, and had plenty of room to put some more things. Under this cover, you do get some places to put some things, as well as your spare tire kit as well, and a cargo cover. You get an outlet back here, as well as the subwoofer for your 11-speaker JBL sound system. Up front here, you do get memory seats as well, and they are heated and ventilated for the driver and passenger. They're both power as well, but the driver has lumbar. Super comfortable, super nice seats, no complaints here at all. Up front here, you're greeted with a very luxurious quality cabin. You do have a digital gauge cluster there and a 12.3-inch infotainment here as well. Dual zone climate controls, your heated and ventilated seat controls, a wireless charger down here, a place to put your phone if you don't want to wireless charge it or heat it up and bake it. Some connectivity down here, a couple cup holders, your gear selector, which is nice to see a traditional gear selector. Some different drive mode selectors as well. I like the way this slides open and doesn't lift up. It reveals a pretty cavernous compartment with a 12-volt outlet down here and a removable tray as well. Super nice. You get a glove box as well. A little bit of storage over here. This model does have an optional camera rear view mirror. I don't typically use it. I didn't particularly care for it. I kind of get motion sick kind of looking at it, but it does have home link as well for your garage door, illuminated visor mirrors, sunglasses holder. I mean, it is a very nice cabin, very premium. I had a 2023 XLE last year for a rental down to Indianapolis when I took my family down there. You definitely get penalized in the XLE compared to this. This is so much nicer than the XLE. The steering wheel is a lot more cushier and softer. It doesn't feel like concrete. The seats definitely feel a lot more comfortable. Not that the XLE wasn't comfortable, but this is on the next level. This reminds me of like Lexus, the old Lexus seats. It is just so comfy in here. But yeah, really no complaints at all. So with all that being said, let's go take this thing for a spin. Before we do take it for a drive, be sure to like the video so far. If you've enjoyed it, it helps promote the video and push it out to others so other people can view it. It's a huge help for me. And if you liked it even more than that, please consider subscribing as well. I try to do car reviews weekly. I still work a 9 to 5, so kind of fitting everything in is a little bit difficult, but I'm trying my best. So if you guys want to support me, that would be awesome and greatly appreciated. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and take this for a spin, and I'll give you my driving impressions. Oh, real quick, this does have a 360 reverse camera as well with guidance lines that move. It was nice to see a 360 camera in this model. I know the XLE I had last year did not have a 360 camera, and just had a blank space over there. And I'm like, guys, really? Would it kill you to put a 360 camera in here? Now, I don't know if you can notice, but the digital gauge cluster looks nice, but it is a little dim here in full bright sunlight. I did have difficulty kind of seeing it when I was in South Carolina, you know, trying to navigate through there when it's just completely sunny and beautiful. Does have traffic sign recognition as well. You can see that in the gauge cluster. Under the hood of this 2024 Highlander Hybrid is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated hybridized powertrain, which is very nice to see here. No turbos, nothing. Makes about 243 horsepower and I think 175 pound-feet of torque or so. It's enough. It's enough for around town. If you get on the highway, you kind of are looking for more, looking for more power, but you know, it's good enough for the common folk. The target market, well, it's fine. Now, as far as fuel efficiency goes, the built-in counter there is not accurate at all. It's currently saying we're getting 35 miles a gallon, and that's actually what I've been getting when it's hand calculated, but I've been resetting it every single time I've filled up the fuel. So I'm not quite sure what I've got on this tank, but at least the past 1,500 miles or so, I've been getting exactly 35 when it's hand calculated. So it's a very fuel efficient powertrain. No complaints there at all. It's very nice to be able to go around for an SUV this size and not break the wallet with fuel costs. Yes, the CVT drone can get annoying, but it makes for a smooth power delivery. There's no hiccups or jerks or nothing. Toyota does an extremely good job with their hybrid powertrains. Extremely good job. They've always have, and this is no exception. You have defrostable mirrors on the side as well. They do have blind spot monitoring. Yeah, I mean, it's not the fastest thing out there, but who cares? Like I said, the common person isn't really going to care about it. You didn't buy this thing to drag race. You bought it for efficiency and smoothness and practicality. It's a very practical vehicle. You can see at 60 miles an hour here, it's super quiet down the road. It's well dampened. NVH is excellent. No squeaks or rattles in this interior this week. This unit has about 7,000 miles on it. Let me see here. 7,600 miles on this car, and it's perfect. Now, as far as blind spots go, definitely kind of need the blind spot monitoring because this pillar here is huge, and if you're trying to look over your shoulder to see if somebody's there, you can't really see at all. So I was very thankful for the blind spot monitoring this week. But guys, I've really enjoyed this car quite a bit. Like I said earlier, I think it wins car of the year in my book. Car SUV of the year, I don't know, whatever on my channel. I think this one's vehicle of the year in my book. That's a better way to say it. It is just perfect. It is everything I asked for, and it's actually making me kind of question my Civic purchase, believe it or not. I still love my Honda Civic, my 24 Honda Civic, but I really don't need a third row SUV either, but my goodness, this is just an excellent vehicle. This is just an awful gravel road here, and you can hear the road noise is kept to a minimum. They've done a really good job as far as sound deadening in here, making that platinum experience worth it. All right, let's do a quick 0 to 60 here, because this one is broken in with 7,600 miles. Let's go into sport mode. Complete stop here. Wait for the gauge cluster to reset back to its normal thing, and floor it. Ooh, wheel spin. Not bad, not bad. I actually got some wheel spin out of the front there before the rear definitely kicked in. I felt that. Not bad. It does have automatic wipers as well, which came in handy during the monsoons we endured on the way down and up from South Carolina. The stereo system is okay. This 11 speaker JBL, I would rate it probably a C tier. Let me see if I can get some tunes playing on here so you can listen to it yourself. Oh, I hate how the volume knob is all the way over there. You have to really use your steering wheel. So yeah, it's okay. It's a little flat. Even when I EQ'd it out, it's still pretty flat. It'll do. It is what it is. It's better probably than the bass system. Now here are two things that have kind of annoyed me this week. This car is not all sunshines and roses. As always, all cars have their issues. I don't know what it is about Toyota, but I cannot get the lane tracing assist to work at all. It bounces me between lines. It doesn't keep me centered in the lane at all, and it's just annoying. It doesn't work. I've tried everything: rebooting the car, turning off the systems, turning on the systems. I don't know. Let's see if I can demo it here. Turn on the cruise control, set LTA active, and as you can see, it's just pulling me to the yellow line. And yeah, I do not feel safe with that on. I don't know what it is. Back when this system debuted in a Toyota Corolla several years ago, it worked extremely well, and I don't know what happened. It's just like none of their systems work well. The lane tracing system, I meant. The lane tracing system just doesn't work well anymore in any Toyota. I don't know why. Kind of annoying, a little bit disappointing, but I prefer driving the car myself. But if you kind of like that feature, that's something to keep in mind, that the lane tracing is definitely lacking compared to other manufacturers. The cruise control works pretty good as well. You have the option to use radar or traditional cruise. You just press and hold the cruise to say constant speed control, and then you're back into regular cruise, which is super nice. I've definitely used that this week. Handling is about as what you'd expect for a SUV like this. Nothing special. Steering is light, nimble, not overly sporty though. It's just comfortable. It's a very comfortable, well balanced, and luxurious ride. Now, another complaint that I have with this vehicle is the brake pedal. It is awful. All of Toyota's hybrids, I do not particularly care for it. They're very inconsistent. 1 minute you could be pushing the brake and getting thrown through your windshield, and the next minute you could be pushing your brake and not stop and almost rear end the person in front of you. I think it has to do with the regenerative part of the system and it trying to figure it out. When to apply the actual service brakes instead of using regen. It's very inconsistent, and I wouldn't deem it unsafe necessarily, but it's just kind of annoying, trying to drive it. Now, with those two complaints out of the way, does this thing still win Vehicle of the Year for me so far? Yes, absolutely. It is kind of annoying, those two things, but I have just been blown away with the quality of this car. Like I said, all the materials are nice. The ride is super nice. It's super quiet. My wife thoroughly enjoyed driving and being a passenger in this. I thoroughly enjoyed driving and being a passenger in this. It is just knock your socks off. Great. In my opinion, I definitely do think it's worth $54,000, hands down. And this thing can tow 3,500 pounds as well, which is super nice. Like, you can tow, your boat with it. Probably wouldn't get as good fuel economy, but who cares? When you're not towing with it, you're getting 35 miles a gallon. Like, that's amazing. Now, you have this button down here called EV mode, and what that does is, I think speeds below 20 miles an hour, you can set this to just manually cruise in electric only. It kind of sucks that it's 20 miles an hour because most residential neighborhoods are 25, so you can't really use it as much, but I was using it in South Carolina's a little weird down there. Their residential neighborhoods are 15 in certain areas. So in order to get to my condo down there, I was able to use that and definitely save a bunch of fuel throughout the week. Most Toyotas I've had over the years, there's a lot of engine noise, raspy engine noise that's just super loud and nasally, but this one is really good. I'm not sure if they've put extra dampening because this is a platinum in between the firewall or something. I really haven't had an issue with the engine noise. It's with the CVT, you're going to get that droney, typical whatever, that droney engine note because it's at a constant RPM, but it's not that bad. This does has a heads-up display as well, which is pretty neat. Depends on the driver. My wife tends to get pretty motion sick with that up, so I had to turn it off. But it is what it is. This vehicle is equipped with remote start, and I couldn't quite figure out a setting, if I'm missing a setting somewhere in the infotainment. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments below, but every time I would remote start it, as soon as I would unlock it, it would shut off the car completely, or open the touch the door handle, it would just shut off the car completely. And I don't like that. If I want if I want the remote start to run, I want the remote start to run, especially when it's 90 degrees out and you're trying to cool the car down for just a couple minutes. And as soon as you touch the unlock button and the car turns off, it just ruins all the hard work it did cooling the car down. So that's kind of a little bit of annoyance on this, but maybe there's a setting somewhere that I'm missing that you can make that work. Going up the hills through West Virginia and Virginia, we were definitely winding this thing out. I know a lot of people on my Honda videos have been talking about, has your CRV, how's your CRV do on hills? And we don't really have hills in this area, but I've heard stories about, those engines winding out too. And this, suffers from the same thing. I'd be curious to see, how towing 3,500 pounds, how this would do up a mountain in like Virginia. The steering is just so effortless and nice. It's going to be hard to give this one back, guys. I drove a Volvo S9 or Volvo XC90 earlier this year, and yeah, that was really nice, but it also costs $30,000-$40,000 more than this. This right here is every bit as nice ride quality wise as that Volvo was, but the Volvo did have a way better stereo system. I think this one's a very hard car to beat. It just works very nicely. And this 2.5 liter hybrid system is very reliable. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments on your thoughts of the 2024 Toyota Highlander Hybrid Platinum all-wheel drive. Like I said, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe if you want to continue seeing more car. I didn't even see that there. Guess I should be paying attention where I walk. Be sure to subscribe as well if you want to see more car reviews, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.